So we're now in the last week of August, which means it's the last week of Women's Month. And this will be our last interview celebrating some of the fantastic ladies that are now working in the kitchen industry in South Africa. And today I've got Charisse Gray with me. Charisse, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Steph.
So we've got it right here. So Charisse has quite a nice portfolio, sort of working out of KZN. She currently is one of the two people heading up KZN for Blum South Africa as the regional managers, and she looks after their marketing portfolio in South Africa. So that's quite a mindset doing that large role, looking after KZN. How did a fairly young woman get into working with runners and hinges and choose that as a career path?
So Steph, when I graduated, I have a diploma in food sciences. So I am not geared towards hinges and runners or hardware at all. And when I had my first child, I realized that being the kind of mother that I wanted to be, I couldn't be that mom in the hospitality industry. So I was fortunate enough that ROCO had an opportunity for a freelance representative, sales representative, and I joined the ROCO team really young, in my mid-20s, and I worked with the ROCO team, and that's how I got into the game. And it was relatively it was challenging. Young kid on the road all the time, selling things that I had only experienced in the kitchen, opening and closing doors and drawers, but it was I found my place in selling. So once I knew my product and I understood what I was selling, it was pretty good. It was pretty easy to get into it, and I'm still here, however many years later, 10 years later.
Fantastic. Sure, that's a long time to be part of a team. So obviously there's been quite a transformation. What now is Blum South Africa used to be the Eclipse Group, which was more of a sort of a family orientated business, and now it's part of this huge multinational corporate. How has that transition been, going from sort of the family business to being part of this huge international mechanism?
It has been quite a challenge, going from each branch being their own little island where we were responsible just for ourselves, to now becoming a national subsidiary, as well as become of this big, massive Blum machine. So 120 subsidiaries, we're just one of the many. And fortunately, Blum is still a family-owned business. So each subsidiary is still treated as part of the family. So the shift from family to corporate has been difficult in certain aspects, but they still treat us as if we are not just a number. We're not just an individual in a room to do a job. They still look at us as individuals and as human beings, and we still matter. Our say, our opinions, the way we do business has changed a little bit, but they're now more product orientated, and we're not just chasing numbers. We're not just an Excel spreadsheet where why aren't you making sales and that kind of thing. They look at the holistic approach of Blum and the product and the company, what we can offer as a whole package as a company, not just putting a runner or a hinge in a kitchen and walking away and never seeing us again. So that has been a little bit of an adjustment, but it's been a phenomenal experience, and I'm so glad to have been part of the whole transition, going from Eclipse to Blum, and now flying the Blum flag proudly in South Africa.
And like, any advice, so any young woman looking to make that transition, taking a big leap into the corporate dynamic as a mom and maybe a wife, or you've got a partner and you've got to keep that balance right, plus take on the demands of a corporate lifestyle. Any advice from that perspective, making that transition?
Set your boundaries. Make sure that you in yourself understand that home is home and work is work. There will be slight sacrifices that you're going to have to make from your home time with regards to COVID, having to work from home and school, homeschool and things like that. So you've got to find a little bit of a balance, but make sure you set your boundaries. When at 5:30, when you're home and you're with your kids, try and keep that home time, and work time. That's what I've, and I had to find out the hard way to do that last year when my wheels just fell off the bus. So and Blum has been very supportive in that setting of the boundaries. They helped me and they said, listen, you need to set your boundaries, make sure home is home and work is work, and we'll find your balance on the way there. And yeah, that's, boundaries is very important, and sticking to those boundaries. Don't work on the weekend when your kids need your time and that kind of stuff.
So we've now got a new situation where I think for the first time in KSA history, we've got 2 ladies chairing up regional committees. So fantastic to have 2 female chair ladies. Charisse, you took over in the middle of the COVID chaos last year. You took over from Clinton Suter from Frankie as the KZN regional chairperson. How are you finding that role, and for a new task representing all the industry in KZN that are KSA members rather than just your own industry?
Steph, it's been really great working with the KSA. Your KZN representative Karen is really good at what she does. She makes my job really easy. And being part of the KSA, I was an executive member. I've been an executive committee member for a couple of years now, and I'm just so passionate about it. And this is an association that I'm really proud to be affiliated with, because you guys do such phenomenal work. And representing the whole association and the whole industry from a KZN point of view, if I look after everyone else's brand, they're going to look after our brand as well. So it's good to be part of somebody who has your best interest at heart. And yeah, I'm glad to be wearing that cap as regional chairperson.
We're very grateful for all the hard work and effort you've put in so far, and we're looking forward to even more, because I know you're going to be with us for a while. And just to bring things to a close, you guys have just recently moved into some new offices. We can see a little bit of them behind you. It's very exciting prospects. As for your journey and where you want to see yourself going over sort of the next year and the challenges that we're facing and overcoming them, where do you see your own personal journey over the next sort of 12 months?
My own personal journey over the next 12 months, I am hoping to study further in the marketing field. I have the national role of marketing manager, and I just want to get a little bit more in-depth information in it and a clearer understanding, just to support the team and the company as well. And also having our branch become one of the showrooms to go to. I want our Durban branch to be a must-see. We have some state-of-the-art designs and state-of-the-art technology in our showroom, and I really want, at the end of the next 12 months, customers or architects and interior designers to say, have you been to Blum? Have you been to that showroom? I want people to walk away and say, wow. And yeah, so that's my goal for the next 12 months, is to be that wow factor in KZN. And yeah, I've got some hard work ahead, but I'm really excited about it.
I'm pretty sure you're going to hit that on the head. I'm sure you've got that waxed, because it's just, yeah, it's going to look like a fantastic premises, and also, new starts for people in KZN as well. So nice little inspiration after everything we've seen in the last few months. But best of luck and good luck with the showroom. And thanks very, very much for taking a few minutes out of your day to share with us some of your experiences in the industry.
Thank you for the opportunity, Steph. I really do appreciate it.
Take care.
Take care. Thanks, Steph.